Welcome everyone to my new sports video on YouTube. Today we'll be talking about the sport of professional boxing and we're going to take a look on the top 5 worst professional boxers that manage to become world champions. And off we go with number 5 on the list. From the small Balkan country of Montenegro, we have Dejan Zlaticanin. He managed to become world champion at the lightweight division back in 2016, winning the WBC belt against a journeyman from Bolivia, the vacant WBC, to be precise, belt against the journeyman from Bolivia, Franklin Mamani, with a TKO victory in the third round in the US. And before that, he had a remarkable victory based on split decision in Scotland against former Scottish world champion Ricky Burns. And I have to give some respect to Zlaticanin that he was based in his native country Montenegro and he trained there, not in the US or the UK, and he managed to become a world champion being based in a small country without a great tradition in the sport of boxing. But the thing is that he basically fought a nobody to reach this remarkable glory, and he lost the title on his first defense facing Mikey Garcia with a painful KO loss in 2017. And right now Zlaticanin is still active at his late 30s, but there is no doubt that he won't be able to challenge for a world title again. Number 4 on the list, from Eastern Germany, we have Sebastian Sylvester. He was the IBF middleweight champion from 2009 until 2011. He had a terrible debut starting his career with a first round KO loss, and he won his world title facing a former Olympian, Giovanni Lorenzo, back in 2009. But the thing is, with Sebastian Sylvester, he defended his title without facing top level opposition, we could say, and he never fought outside of his native Germany, because as we have seen with other world champions in Germany, native champions such as Sven Ottke, sometimes boxers such as Sylvester, Ottke and Henry Maske had a huge advantage by fighting in their home nation with German judges scoring the fights, and as a result I believe Sebastian Sylvester deserves the 4th spot on the list. Number 3 on the list, we have from the Philippines Manny Melchor, retired right now. He became a world champion back in 1992, winning the IBF minimum title, and he never managed to defend it, having had a total of 79 fights, 38 victories and 35 losses. We realized that Manny Melchor was more of a journeyman world champion and not a great quality world-class boxer. Number 2 on the list, from Colombia, we have Juan Polo Perez. He managed to become a world champion in 1989, winning the IBF Super Flyweight World Championship belt, and he never managed to defend it. He lost it on his first defense in the UK, while he won the World Championship belt in the US. Until then, he had a respectable record. He even fought for the world title once again, this time in the super bantamweight division for the WBA title, and he lost on points in France against Wilfredo Vasquez. But having a record of 46 victories and 46 losses with 4 draws, we realized that Juan Polo Perez was not a great champ, and he eventually decided to become a stepping stone after he became a world champion, having had a ridiculous amount of losses throughout his career. And finally, the worst world professional boxer of all time comes from the Dominican Republic, Francisco Quiroz. Unfortunately, he got murdered in 1993. Francisco Quiroz had a negative record with 11 victories, 15 losses, and 1 draw. And even though he had a negative record as a world champion, which is pretty incredible to believe, he won the world title back in 1984 in Venezuela, facing the Mexican world champion at the time, Lupe Madera. He won the WBA World Light Flyweight title, and with a KO victory in the 9th round, and he forced the Mexican into retirement. He even managed to defend his title one time in Panama, again with a KO victory in the 2nd round. But having had so many defeats throughout his career, it is really unbelievable to realize that Francisco Quiroz was once a world boxing champ, and he has to be the only professional world boxing champion in the modern era with a negative record, at least based on what we saw on BoxRec. Because let's face it, we have had plenty of world boxing champions in the bare knuckle era, and such fights are not registered in BoxRec. But without a doubt, unfortunately, the late Francisco Quiroz, at least in the modern era, is by far the worst professional world boxing champ of all time. So that's it for today, boxing fans, and don't get me wrong, all these warriors deserve great respect for becoming world champions, but there is a significant difference between being a world champion and a great world champion. And that's it. I'll be looking forward to your comments. You can rate my video. Make sure to subscribe for more interesting upcoming sports videos. Goodbye for now.